Dementia is a progressive brain disease which leads to loss of cognitive function. This means having problems with memory, reasoning, thinking, behavior, personality, and emotions. It is arguably the most feared aspect of growing old. Most people will tell you they fear getting dementia more than they fear death. Advanced dementia is a sad and miserable state to be in. We lose our very selves. It's painful for loved ones to witness and places a huge burden on caregivers. Roughly 1 in 14 people over 65 suffers from dementia, and roughly 1 in 6 over the age of 80. Alzheimer's disease is the most common form of dementia. Alzheimer's is caused by a combination of genetic, lifestyle, and environmental factors. Now that's good news. What it means is that it's not inevitable that you will get Alzheimer's, even if you have some genetic predisposition, because those lifestyle and environmental factors come into play. And even if you do get Alzheimer's, it means there are things you can do to slow the progression of the disease. So although there's no known cure for Alzheimer's, there are known ways to prevent it, postpone its onset, and slow its progression. So what we're going to do today is look at 4 areas where you can make choices that will have a significant impact on your risk of developing dementia in old age. Firstly, diet. Rush University Medical Center in Chicago conducted a study which led to the development of a MIND diet, which gives us 10 foods to eat more of for good brain health and 5 to avoid. Their studies suggest this diet could reduce your risk of developing Alzheimer's by as much as 53%. Now, there'll be links to all the studies quoted in the description, okay? So here are the 10 foods to eat to help prevent Alzheimer's disease. First, green leafy vegetables. Kale, spinach, broccoli, collards, ideally 6 servings or so a week. 2, other vegetables. Adding 1 other kind of vegetable each day and a salad also helps. 3, nuts. The MIND diet recommends nuts 5 times a week or so. Almonds, walnuts, cashews are all good. Almonds have lots of vitamin E, which protects brain cells. 4, berries. Blueberries are the best. Berries are the only fruit recommended in the MIND diet, interestingly. 5, beans. They're low in fat and high in fiber and protein. They'll help keep your mind sharp. 6, whole grains are a key component of the MIND diet. 3 times a day is recommended. Now this is not just wholemeal bread, but oatmeal, popcorn, brown rice, buckwheat, and so on. 7, fish. The mindset diet says once a week is good for fish eating. You don't have to go overboard. 8, poultry, 2 or 3 times a week. 9, olive oil. That's the preferred cooking oil, showing greater protection against cognitive decline than other oils. And finally, 10, wine. Hooray! They recommend a glass a day. Unfortunately, no more though. So what their study showed was the people who had high levels of these 10 categories, or the appropriate levels of these 10 categories, I should say, particularly with things like wine, they showed a much lower incidence of dementia later in life. Now, here are the 5 groups to avoid. Firstly, overeating red meat. It's not completely banned, but they recommend no more than 4 servings a week. 2, butter and stick margarine. They recommend no more than a tablespoon a day. 3, cheese. Apparently not good for your Alzheimer's risk, and they recommend no more than once a week. So there's a couple of things here I can cut down, and I can see that. Number 4, pastries and other sweets. And finally 5, fried food and fast food. Fried food once a week max, and keep off the fast food if you can. Now, another good brain food that's not mentioned in the mind diet is eggs. Eggs contain high levels of choline. The body uses choline to make acetylcholine, which is important for a healthy functioning brain. So although it's not in the diet, eggs can be good too. Okay, the next category is exercise. Aerobic exercise, that means brisk walking, swimming, cycling on a regular basis, has been shown to have a major impact when it comes to preventing Alzheimer's disease. This is widely accepted by professionals in the field, so much so that the World Health Organization makes recommendations about exercise for over 65s to prevent dementia. They suggest a total of 150 minutes a week, moderate intensity aerobic exercise, walking briskly for 30 minutes 5 times a week, for example, or 75 minutes total per week of more intense exercise, for example, running for 30 minutes 2 or 3 times a week. A third recommendation suggested a combination of medium and high levels of intensity, and also some weight training. Now, a recent study in the Journal of American Geriatric Society went further with their research and analyzed 119 studies around exercise and preventing dementia. They agreed that any kind of exercise definitely produced better results than no exercise in preventing dementia. But their findings indicated that aerobic activity outperformed the aerobic weight training combo when it came to reducing dementia risk. So there might be other reasons to have weight training in there for your muscle strength and preventing other kinds of disease and deterioration in old age. But when it came to dementia, the aerobic part, that's the important part. So get out there several times a week, brisk walking, cycling, that sort of thing. Okay, third category, sleep. The importance of good sleep in promoting brain health and preventing Alzheimer's disease is becoming better understood all the time. Good sleep helps us consolidate memories. Sleeping well before and after learning a new skill increases our rate of retention of that skill. Good sleep actually triggers changes in the brain that solidify memories. There are lots of simple things you can do to improve your sleep. Regular exercise, avoiding caffeine late in the day, take it easy on the alcohol, keep regular sleeping and waking times, avoid naps, especially if you have trouble getting off to sleep. Make sure your bedroom is set up comfortably. Don't eat late in the evening, and so on. This will all help with your sleep, and so your brain health, which in turn will help prevent Alzheimer's. Fourth category, keeping your brain active. Studies show that people who are better educated and those who continue to learn things, such as a new language later in life, tend to develop Alzheimer's later. It seems that being mentally active and learning new things creates greater brain capacity, so they have reserves to draw on when the disease starts to develop. Interestingly, once the symptoms start, though, they tend to decline quickly. It's as if they're able to cope with the early stages of the disease better than other people. We can also include having a rich interpersonal life with lots of family and friends and meaningful relationships in this category. It's like getting to old age with a fat cognitive bank account to draw on. Okay, thanks for watching. You can check out the links to the various studies mentioned in the description below. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something and you found it useful. If you did, please like and subscribe. That helps us to grow. Okay, we'll catch you next time.